Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Tonight we are going to do mini readings. Now I usually do mini readings on Friday nights, but yesterday, I'll tell you guys about my crazy day. We actually were not home all day. We were at the house that we're going to be moving into at the end of June, and we were actually putting in a new floor and painting. I was literally painting a house yesterday. It was really fun, and I'm really glad that I went. They needed a lot of help, my husband and the guy he's working with, and so I was like, I'm just going to come help tomorrow. And so I kind of moved everything around because this weekend is a crazy weekend. It's still in the Moon Goddess training. Today was actually week 8, and we dove into the temple of Dashur and Sakara. And it was so powerful and so amazing that I can't wait for us to start jumping into level 2, which starts in July. So just like a couple of weeks away from like freaking level 2. It's just crazy. But anyways, we're going to do mini readings tonight. And we already have 2 people on the list. So if you're here and you're on the list, let us know in the chat. Nancy and Fola are the 2 people that are on my list for today so far. So the list is open, and if you want to get on it, you send $25 to my PayPal. The link is in the description of this video. And then once I receive the money, then I'll add you to the list. And when I call your name, it's your turn. And then you just put up your question. And the way that all the different types of readings that I offer, which is the best part. Hello, Peter, welcome in. You can choose an astrology reading, and within astrology, I can look at your progress chart. I can look at your natal chart if you've never seen it before. If you just want some more clarity on that, I can look at synastry as well. We can do that too. I can also, what's the other type of astrology reading? The transits. I can look at the transits as well. And that's for astrology. Now, I've also added human design. So if you want me to look at your human design, we can do that too. And I've also added the gene keys. So if you want me to pull up your gene keys chart, it's called the hologenetic profile, and look and look at that and kind of talk a little bit about your activation sequence, we can totally do that as well. So if you do want to get on the list, again, there is plenty of room, and we do have 2 people on the list so far. So Nancy and Fola, if you're here, let us know. And while we are waiting, I would love to invite you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. And if you have, thank you so much for subscribing, and welcome into all the new subscribers. Definitely hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Notifications don't really work unless you do that for any of your favorite channels, so make sure that you do that. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I want to invite you to join my newsletter. And the way that you get into the email list is you download my free moon astrology guide. And the free moon astrology guide tells you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And then once on the email list, you get a weekly moon magic report. And it is actually something that people have often said they absolutely love having. It goes out every Wednesday, and I tell you the horoscope for the week, the astrology for the week, the major transits for the week, what the moon is going to be doing for the week, and you get all of this in one email so you can look ahead, plan your week, know what's coming. And we do have the summer solstice just around the corner. So, hello, Fola, welcome in. So, if you want to join us for our summer solstice celebration, which is going to happen in the Starseed membership, then join our membership. It's only $22 a month. There's tons of content. We go live once a month, and we do a group support group on Zoom. We also have other live events that we do during the month. For example, our Sunday night. So tomorrow night, you can join us. If you join us now, you'll get the notifications for tomorrow night. And I'm going to go live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for an Akashic Healing Chamber. And the reason we're doing the Akashic Healing Chamber is because Venus is entering into this portal of the Pleiades, starting with the darkness and moving into the light. As she enters 26 degrees of Taurus, she's on Algol, which is the darkness, the shadows. And as she moves towards 0 degrees of Gemini, between 26 and 0 of Gemini, this is a portal activating the Pleiades. So it's moving from the darkness to the light. And I figured that since this is like a 5-day portal around there, or a little bit longer, we are going to have an Akashic Healing Chamber. So it's like a sound bath with all of my instruments, singing, chanting, all this stuff. And with the intention of entering and finding healing through this portal of Venus, who is the goddess of love and beauty and has to do with our relationships. Hello, Jason. Welcome in. So if you're not in the membership, join it. And then you can join us tomorrow night for this Akashic Healing Chamber. And next Tuesday, we have our summer solstice celebration. And every time we have a solstice or an equinox, I do a giveaway, and I'm going to be giving away an Akashic record reading. So if you want to get entered to win, all you have to do is be signed up for the Starseed membership, and to not have canceled it already, of course, but to have to sign up for the membership and to be there. I will announce the winner live at the ceremony, which is going to be Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm getting ready to send emails out for that and all that stuff. So I'm really excited. And thank you for being here. And why don't we begin with you, Fola? I don't see Nancy here in the chat. So let's begin with you and do your reading, and let us know what kind of reading you want, and put up your information in the chat, and then we can just begin. And like I said, the list is open if anybody wants to get into it. I'm going to just check the PayPal real quick just to make sure we are all on the same page. Okay. Yes. That is who we have on the list right now. Sounds amazing. We had an awesome time also. We had an awesome time at the Sedona Full Moon event, and I already can't wait for our next live event, which is the Sedona Retreat, the Women's Retreat. That one is sold out, but I am planning on doing more events, especially full moon events. They're just so powerful. We can do new moon events too, because the night sky would be amazing to do stargazing on a new moon. But we had this full moon event on Monday, and it was just so magical, and so many things have been showing up in my life. It's just been amazing. And also, what was I going to say? There was something that was, anyways, I'll remember. It doesn't really matter. But just excited that we had this powerful experience, and I can't wait for the next one. Okay, here we go. So have I outgrown my relationship, or am I throwing the baby out with the bathwater? I am in a period of purging, but Neptune has been making it unclear what specifically need to go do. Okay, so we'll do a tarot reading. I love this. I'm going to use my new deck called Tarot of the Divine, which is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. These cards are amazing. These are the ones I'm going to be using. And I'm going to do the regular card pull that I do, which pulls 5 cards. And then the last one is an animal spirit card. So let's do a little prayer to clear the cards, and then dive into and see what you got. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers, for being here with us this beautiful Saturday evening. I would like to ask help clearing the energy of the cards that we're going to be using, as well as my energy, so I can be that open channel of wisdom and grace and intuition, and these powerful messages to flow through to anyone that is getting a reading tonight. And anyone that's watching that is going to feel very much like they receive messages from the readings that are done as well. All right. Satnam, 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 Waheguru. So, question is, what insight can Fola receive regarding this situation, this relationship? Has she outgrown the relationship? And what can help her understand what is going on in a deeper way for her? All right, let's see what we get. So I'm going to pull an intuition card, overall theme, wisdom from the ancestors, and animal spirit. Oops, let's grab those. They fell. Okay, let's see here. And what's the wisdom from the ancestors? You're going to love these cards. I don't know if you've seen me use them yet, but I think you're going to love them. All right, and then we need an animal spirit. All right. So here we go. The first card, you got a lot of, I just want to mention that you got a lot of major arcanas, which means that, of course, this is kind of affirming to you that this message is really important, that there is something, it's a big deal. Whatever's going on is a big deal. And so your spirit guides, angels, teachers want to make it clear that it's very important that you listen to this message that comes through, that you pay attention, because there's a lot of, it's like they're really loud. Like, this is telling me like your spirit guides are like just really loud in this moment. So the very first card that you get is actually the 10 of Swords, but it is reversed. So I'll show you the upright picture so you can see what the image is. This is, and because this is, fairy tales, this is Sedna. This is the story of Sedna and planet. And there's so much, there's so much there, right? The story of Sedna is that her father basically cuts off all of her fingers. And the story is much, much more than that, but that's the part that's kind of coming out for me right now. She marries this this man. She doesn't want to get married, but she marries this man, and this is like a shapeshifter, and he is sort of faking it. And so she gets tricked into marrying a crow or a raven, like a shaman, right? And she tries to escape, but her father comes out to save her. However, what happens is that out in the middle of the ocean, the crows come and they are like swarming them as they're trying to escape. And because her father doesn't want to be drowned, he throws her off the boat. Yes, it's the goddess of the ocean. It's the Inuit culture of in Alaska. And her father throws her off the boat, and she's holding onto the boat, and he like cuts off her fingers so that she can't hold onto the boat, and then she falls into the ocean. So in this deck, her story represents the Ten of Swords. Now, normally the Ten of Swords is an energy of where you feel like it's an ending to something, right? But don't get stuck on that, because what you actually get is the reversal. So the reversal of the Ten of Swords, and we can bring more insight with this story, and you can learn a lot about the story as well, right? So think of all of the symbols that this story represents. It's basically not having support. It's basically trying to survive when, and this is symbolic, I feel, of this experience you're having, right? So there's something about it where you're not in the right place, but at the same time, you're not sure where the right place is. You would rather stay in the comfort zone, because that's what Sedna wanted. She wanted to stay in the comfort zone, and she didn't want to leave the house. And so she kind of ends up being naive, because she never left home. And so she falls for this guy and marries him, and she gets tricked, like she gets conned into it. And so I feel like somehow, and so this is a huge experience, and it's so traumatic and it's so dramatic for her. But in the end, what ends up happening to her is she actually falls to the bottom of the ocean. And when she gets down there, all of the water creatures and the dolphins and the whales and the mermaids, and they all come to her, and she realizes that she belonged in the ocean all along, that she was in the wrong place. And because she was in the wrong place, she didn't feel like things were worth it, like she just didn't have the drive. She was just kind of content, to be where she was, which is the comfort zone. But the Ten of Swords reversed is about recovery. It's about regeneration, and it is also about new beginnings. So there is a new beginning here, and it could be that this relationship that that you're talking about is very much something is definitely ending. I don't know if it's the relationship itself, but something is definitely ending, and there is a new beginning. And although it may have been really dramatic, it's important for you to recognize your true essence. And that's the message that I'm getting from this card. When you recognize your true essence, who you really are deep within, right? The sea goddess, then you realize you don't need anything else to give yourself that, right? To know that about yourself, that no relationship will do this for you. And you probably already know this, but there's a very there's a traumatic experience, I feel, connected to this. Somehow it's triggering you. Like it feels like there's karma being burned through this relationship. And that's what relationships are. They are opportunities for us to burn through karma. And it's the only way to burn through karma. So as long as you're getting the lesson, I feel like you're learning, right? As long as you're getting the lesson, you're burning through the karma. And that's the most important thing. But there's so much, right? To just this one card. But remember, it's reversed. And so in a sense, you're recovering. This is a process of recovery. So you have to remember that even though it may seem really traumatic, it's over. That part is over and you're now recovering. Now the challenge is the Tower card. The Tower card. And I'm curious, obviously the Tower is when the tower falls, the tower falls. And so I think that obviously something about this relationship has obviously, not worked out for you, maybe in the way that you wanted. This is the story of Rapunzel from the fairy tales, and it's a German fairy tale. The tower is about feeling safe and secure before everything is suddenly upended. That's very much the story of Sedna as well. Beliefs are shattered. Yep. Understandings ruptured. Yes. And everything is destroyed right down to the very foundation. Yes. Perhaps the foundation was flawed to begin with. That probably gives you a clear message. The card that you get for the overall theme of what is going on here is the Hermit. And I think that you're wanting personal time. You're really needing just personal time. And I can't give you the answer of like, is this supposed to be ending or am I just throwing the baby out with the bathwater? There is something going on here. The cards are saying there is something going on, but I think more than anything, you just need reflection, time to reflect on everything that is coming up. Now, this Hermit is from the Druid and the White Stag. It's an Ireland legend, a Celtic legend. The Hermit represents solitude and leaving responsibilities behind to focus inward. And this is the overall theme for you. In the Celtic myth, the elusive white stag encourages people to drop everything and pursue spirituality. So I don't know if that's a message, but something really powerful is going on here. Now, this is going to be the very interesting card for you. You're going to be like, wait, what? What is going on here? Because you get the Lovers. But look at this. It is Beauty and the Beast, and it is the story of basically the darkness and the light. And it is about learning to love the shadows, learning to love your shadows. In this deck, I love this because it shows us the spectrum between, right, the beast, which represents all the, the shadows, the anger, the resentment, right? Like I'm thinking of the character in the movie, like he's a very angry person inside, and he was very kind of narcissistic. And this is why he ends up how he ends up, with this curse. But she teaches him to love himself again, to love life again. She teaches him to fall in love with life again. And he ends up slowly but surely remembering, like, seeing the beauty, because she falls in love with him, and supposedly, she doesn't know that he's going to be a human again, but she sees the beauty through the beast. She sees the beauty in him and brings him back to life, like humbles him and teaches him what true love really is. And this is the wisdom from your spirit guides. The Lover's card represents romance, opposites attracting, the duality and balance of carnality, physicality, and fire versus spirituality, emotions, and water. The pair emphasize the importance of communication and herald an important crossroads. So this is about you learning true love. What is true love? Is this what this is? Like your spirit guide saying, is this what this is? Who are you learning to love here? Who's learning to love who? Like, this is deep, Fola. Who's learning to love who? What are you learning to love in this relationship? And can you love, through the shadows? Doesn't mean you have to stay with someone. It just means, can you love even yourself, right? I feel like this is really about loving yourself and having compassion for the other, because they're just as much in this crazy, chaotic world as you are, which is a very high sort of perspective on life. And the animal card that you get is the hawk. And the hawk brings a message. So I want to pull another card for what is the message from the hawk. Hello, Holly. Welcome in. Hello, Diana. Welcome in. I think you're learning to love yourself. And by learning to love yourself, you're learning what it really means to love others. 2 cards came out for, this might make it a little more clear, for the message from the hawk. 6 of Swords and 2 of Swords. So if you know tarot, the 2 of Swords is you got to make up your mind. You are at a crossroads and you need to make up your mind. And the 6 of Swords is telling you, let me give you a little hint as to what might give you the answer. Is you need to move from the choppy waters to the clear, calm waters. That doesn't necessarily leave or end the relationship, but it definitely can mean that. Move from the choppy waters to the more clear waters. So the Sita is the 2 of Swords in this deck. It's in a Hindu epic Ramayana. The 2 of Swords represents being stuck between hard choices. Sita's decision between Skila and Charybdis is not easy and cannot be made blindly. It calls for self-reflection. There is the self-reflection again. Things can only remain balanced for so long before a move must be made. And the move is the 6 of Swords, which means it's time to go. This is Danae and Perseus, Greek mythology. The 6 of Swords represents leaving behind tumultuous waters for a future that is calm and promising. After being imprisoned by her own father, Danae, and her young son, Perseus, escape. Perseus will eventually grow to defeat the Gorgon Medusa and save Andromeda. And Andromeda represents the liberation of the soul. You need to liberate yourself. Whatever this is, your liberation is very important. You need to make a move. You need to make a decision and you need to make a move. And the move needs to be from the choppy waters to the calm waters. What does that mean for you? That's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. But these cards are just amazing. I am like, don't you just love them? There was a lot there. And you did get those 3 major arcanas. The Tower, the Hermit, and the Lovers. So thank you, Fola, for getting this reading. Nancy, are you in the chat? Let us know. And let's see, we got some comments. Hi. Yes, Alexa. Yes, please. The list is open. It's $25 US dollars on PayPal. You're welcome. I keep feeling like the answer is like you're already moving on. Like you're already going, like they keep, like your spirit guides are like saying, yes, go. But you know what that means. What does that actually mean for you? It doesn't actually have to mean like you need to leave the relationship. What do you need to leave? What do you need to walk away from? Is it a part of yourself that you need to leave behind? Like, is it your own shadow work that you're going through, or is it like an actual thing that you have to leave? Like only you know the answer to that. But I can't tell you like this is exactly what this is. But you saw the cards and they're saying walk away. But walk away from what? What is the true meaning of that? And really only you know that deep within yourself. Oh, yes. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for being here and welcome in. The list is wide open, you guys, if anybody wants to get on the list. And Nancy, if you're in here, let us know because you're also on the list. You were first on the list, but I don't know what your question is. So we can't do it unless you actually come into the chat. Like she can hear me. But we have list wide open, you guys. So I'm only going to wait a little bit. And if people don't get on the list, well, then I'll just finish the broadcast. I just want you guys to know. That's kind of how I do it. We just like going to open up the door, and if it flows, it flows. And if not, it's all good. I have zero attachment to how this turns out. But I really did enjoy doing that reading for you, Fola. That was quite amazing. And let me double check. And it looks like we may have just gotten... Hello, Raessa. Welcome in. The list is wide open, you guys are waiting for anybody that's going to get on it. And that is it. So, Alexa, I think you accidentally requested money instead of sent it. Oh, let me go in there and... Okay. I can see that you're working on it, so no worries. We shall stay till it is figured out. I just canceled that. And we'll see what happens. You guys, like I said, the list is open. Nancy is on it. We're waiting for her to come into the chat. I don't know that she knows we're here. But for everyone else, if you want to get on the list for tonight, the list is open, and we can do astrology, human design, gene keys, or tarot oracle. We just did an epic tarot oracle reading. That was really powerful. I am loving these cards. I think they're going to be my favorite cards from now on. Okay, so I believe that now we received the next payment, and it is from Alexa. Yep. Okay. So go ahead, Alexa. You're next. Go ahead and put up your question. And I hope you're doing amazing, Alexa. Thank you for being here. I'm excited. So let's see what we got. Yesterday, I was literally painting all day. Painting a house. It was fun. I hadn't done anything like that in a long time, but it's the house that we're going to be moving into. It needs some like remodeling and stuff just to make it nice, you know. And so we're changing the whole floor. We ripped out the carpets, and we're putting in new hardwood flooring. Or it's not exactly hardwood flooring, but it's like, you know, just a waterproof floor. And that looks like wood. I don't know that it's like real wood, but it looks really nice, and it's like completely changing the look of like the entire house. Like before, it had this like really ugly kind of carpet, and oh god, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And then like the bathrooms needed like a lot of work. Like need to be like kind of replastered around the shower and stuff. It was just a house that just hadn't been used in a while. You're good, Alexa. Go ahead and put up your question. You're next. No worries. And so yeah, it's getting fixed, and it was so cool to do that. Like I had fun doing it. Like I feel like it's just fun, and I feel really good about it because it feels like we're moving into this like cool house now. It's like painted this awesome. It's like bright white, color, which brightened up the entire house and just going through every corner. Like there's something about literally with a roller and a paintbrush, like covering the entire thing up, you know, and all of those, like, hello, Valerie, all those marks on the walls and, you know, from people living in it. And it looked like it hadn't been remodeled like in a long time, like years and years and years. And the house looks freaking amazing. It looks amazing. And I'm like, oh my God. Like my husband just sent me a picture. He just got done putting in the water heater, like the new water heater. And so now there's hot water and it didn't have any appliances. It's kind of a story, but I mean, honestly, like it's just this fun adventure that I'm on. I was like, let's fucking go for it, you know? So that's basically what we are dealing with. For those of you that just came in, the list is wide open. We're waiting for Alexa's question. And then Nancy's on the list too. So if you come into the chat, Nancy, let us know. Otherwise, the list is wide open for anybody that wants to get on it. And again, I'm doing human design, gene keys, astrology, and tarot. You can choose from whichever one you want to do. So yes. It's looking really, really awesome. It's looking really nice. And it just changed the entire energy of the house. Like it feels like a completely new house. And I like kind of blows my mind. You know, we haven't really had a house. I don't think we've ever lived in a house. Yeah, I haven't lived in a house in a long time. So this is going to be the first house that I'm going to be living at. I've been living in apartments for like the last... my God, like more than 5 years. So it's going to be definitely different. Definitely different. So Alexa, we're still waiting for your question, love. Hopefully you are still there. And for everyone else, the list is still open. Thank you for hanging out with me. And like I said, we're going to do Alexa's reading now. But if no one gets on the list, then I'll go ahead and finish the broadcast. It really all just depends on the flow of the day. Okay, here we go. Here's the question. This is a first. Never asked the question about love before. Someone has cracked open, hello, Pawan, my heart in a good way. Can you... tell me about this person, please. And what exactly do you want to know about this person? Do you know them yet? Is this somebody you've already had experiences with? Would be my first question. Yeah, no worries. So let's do a card reading for you. Then we can give you some insight into this relationship or whatever it is. Insight for Alexa regarding this situation. What is the overall theme? Can someone tell Alexa that she should fast forward the video? Because I think she's watching in a delay. Say, Alexa, you're on a delay. Something like that. These are very interesting cards. Okay, let's see what we got here. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. There's a lot of major arcanas. This is interesting. Okay. So, are you up to speed, Alexa? Have you joined us in the future? Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to wait a second just to make sure she's here and on time. Yes, fast forward. Because this is a really interesting reading. It's interesting because you got 2 reverse cards and 2 upright cards. So let's begin. So you're here now? Are you here now? Let's begin with the first card. Okay. So this is actually the World card. And look at the image on this card. This did come out reversed, which is really interesting. But this is the World card. And it does very much look like the Lover's energy. It very much does. However, it did come out reversed. Now, when you get to the World card in the major arcana, this is sort of like a completion energy. It's you're sort of at this stage of completion. And it does represent like success. When this card is reversed though, and this is the intuition card, it actually talks about something that is unfulfilled, something that is unfinished. It sometimes it can feel like a failure, like it didn't work out. It didn't go a certain way. And I think this kind of represents maybe the reason why you're so surprised, like your heart's been cracked open, is because you have maybe, even though you haven't like lost hope, you may have been for a while internally, and this isn't like an actual representation of your outside life. This is just your internal world, which is what I feel. It is about the world. So this is your reverse. It would be like your internal world. It's about feeling maybe in relationships that you haven't really kind of like found the one, or you haven't. And so you feel a little bit like a failure in that sense, or you have felt like a failure in that sense. Not that it's true, right? Because when we feel the insecurities, we know they're never true. Like, we know that's not true. Like, our insecurities are never true. Like, we have the power to do anything and create anything. But the insecurity has been there, or the thought has been, lingering in the back of the head, in the back of your head, that maybe there's unfulfilled energies. And this could be you, and this could also be, them. Maybe they feel unfulfilled, right? Because you asked about them. So there could be something that this person is experiencing where they feel unfulfilled. And so they're looking for something. They're looking for connection. Yes, I shut my heart down. Yeah, exactly. Gave up. So that was kind of what I was feeling. Now here's the challenge. This is really beautiful. The challenge is the Fool. So, right? How do you get back to that space? Because the Fool is the card that opens your heart up again. And the reason that it opens your heart up again is because you're inspired. You get inspired. However, of course, this is the Little Mermaid. So we're talking about these really cool cards, but this is also the story of the Little Mermaid, and she's very much a fool. You know what I mean? Like, she dreams of going up there, and then her dad's like, hell nah, Because that shit ain't gonna happen. Like those humans are no bueno, no bueno. But she doesn't respond to that because she's the fool. That's hilarious. And he's American, right? So this is very much about like this. There's a little spark, and it's challenging because you have kind of resigned for life to be the way it has, like you've resigned to just like being disappointed about life. So how do you get back to the full energy? It's beautiful, and you're like, oh yeah, that's sweet. But is this where the universe is taking you? It's kind of really insightful. Like is it where the universe is actually taking you? And are you resisting that? Is there a resistance there to the magic? Like, because if you've closed your heart down, it's really hard to open it back up and to be vulnerable again. Like, it's almost like you don't even believe that it's real, but the fool believes. They believe, so you got to bring that faith back in yourself, in life, in love. That is something that's really important for you to do right now. Now, you also get the Devil card reversed. This is the overall theme. So this is the Devil upright in this image. It's just a serpent. It is the Kundalini serpent or the cobra or whatever it is. And there's fire. And we know what that energy is the Devil upright is the addictions. It's having to face addictions. However, guess what? When it's reversed, this is about freedom. It's the freedom from the addictions. It's the detachment. It's being detached, not in a negative way, but like it's detaching from it. It's letting life be simple. So you're learning to actually free yourself of these old habits and of these old addictions and of these old stories that no longer serve you. And it's like, ooh, the devil is tempting you. You know what I mean? But not really. Because if you think about the Garden of Eden, this is coming up right now, right? Like the snake, the serpent that gives them the apple or whatever. It's Lilith. It's Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith casts herself out of the garden and then comes back as a snake and gives Eden, or gives Eve the apple from the tree of knowledge so that she can free herself. There's also that going on. And so it's not like the devil is tempting you. It's actually freedom is tempting you. Freedom from your old habits, freedom from your old stories, freedom from these belief systems, from the hardening. It's the softening. It's the softening. So guess what? Guess what? You got to let the tower fall. Oh, you got to get vulnerable. Yep, this is the wisdom from your spirit guides. Got to get vulnerable. Got to let it go. Got to let that tower fall. This is not something that, you can't sustain whatever this is. I feel like this message is very much for you. You asked about the other person, but it's very much for you. So if it resonates, what I would say is ask yourself, where it is that you really want to go, where it is that you really want to go. Where do you want to take your life? That's the real true answer. And your spirit guides are saying, this is the tower, but it's in a different way, right? The tower is about feeling safe and secure before everything is suddenly upended. Right? Beliefs are shattered, understandings ruptured, and everything is destroyed right down to the very foundation. This is why it feels so scary. Perhaps the foundation was flawed to begin with. Perhaps the foundation was flawed to begin with. Free yourself. Yeah, exactly. Bring back your belief, your love, your inspiration, right? That fool. Bring the fool back. Bring that innocent girl back. Embody, Ariel, the little mermaid. And here's the animal. This is going to nail it into nail it shut. I'm just kidding. The bear. And the bear is about waking up from slumber. And it's about moving into transformation, moving into the spring. The bear comes out of winter, out of hibernation, and wakes up from this slumber to start moving again. And is slow at first, but eventually the bear gains his strength back, wakes up, and is fully alive in his bareness. The bare necessities of life. Wow, that was really sweet. I loved that. Man, these cards are just too much. So that was your reading. I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you for getting on the list, Alexa. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And no one else got on the list after you. And we still have Nancy, but we'll just move Nancy on to the next time. If since she hasn't shown up tonight. And yes, we'll finish right there. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. That was really fun. We did these epic tarot readings today with these awesome cards. I hope you guys like them too. So thank you again all for hanging out with me. I hope you have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful Father's Day as well, which is coming up tomorrow. I will be back. Should be back on Monday for the weekly reading, and then join us tomorrow night for our Akashic Healing Chamber in the Starseed membership, and also join us on Tuesday in the Starseed membership for our summer solstice celebration. Summer is literally just a few days away, or winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, it was amazing. There's so many fun things happening, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So if you enter this to win, you have to enter to win the giveaway for a free Akashic record reading. All you have to do is sign up for the Starseed membership and you will be entered to win. So I am so excited. I think I'm done painting, but we may go again tomorrow. I don't even know what's going on. Honestly, these next couple of weeks are just crazy, and I'm just going with the flow. So I'm going to be in and out. And then once we move, we're going to have to figure out the internet thing. So it's going to take a minute to get that all set up. So if you want to make sure you are in the in-group, make sure you get on my email list, because that's where I do a lot of the announcements, and also make sure that you're in the membership and you'll stay on top, because those will be my priorities during this transition time. Peace be with you too. Love you guys, and I will see you again soon. Satnam.